Hey there, Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1716 of our Documenting the Journey. I guess not our, you're listening, I'm talking, excuse me, getting comfortable. Documenting the Journey, primarily business journey, as I originally transitioned from the brick and mortar corporate world of business online in 2017. Prior to that, I really had zero or very, very little, minimal, by today's standard, zero online presence. And my businesses, we didn't do much for businesses online just because it was new, and like a lot of business owners, it just wasn't, we were just, beginning of the internet, we were just trying to see if it was going to stick around or not. And now, of course, it's become this behemoth that touches everything in all of our lives, especially since COVID-19. So today's topic for Supersize Your Business and for the BU 365-day challenge is the impression paradox, I call it. It's the more you try to impress people, the less impressed they'll be. And so I shared 9 ways to make a great impression, and making an impression, or to make an impression, was our idiom for Supersize Your Business. It's been around since the mid-1600s, and of course it means to have or create a strong impact on someone or something, either good or bad, when you first encountered them. Making an impression, or making a first impression, making a good impression or bad impression. There's usually a descriptive term that describes impression depending on the type of impression that you make when you first encounter people. And then I learned about the 7-11 rule, which says that in the first 7 seconds, within 7 seconds of meeting someone, they have formed 11 impressions about you. And I didn't go in to find out what those 11 impressions are, but they're probably different for each and every one of us, because each and every one of us notice different things about people. If we actually form 11 impressions about somebody in 7 seconds, that's incredible. That would explain why the 7-second rule, and people only watch 7 seconds of videos, or their attention is only 7 seconds long, because in that time they decide whether you're for them or not, whether they're going to want to know you or not. So I shared 9 different tips on how to make a good first impression. Things like making eye contact, smiling, using positive body language, listening skills, using different types of listening depending on the situation, being prepared for the situation, asking open and closed-ended questions, having a conversation, being interested in the person, being empathetic, showing that you care about other people, because people don't really care about you until they know how much you care about them. Being authentic, dressing for the occasion, dressing appropriately, behaving appropriately, doing your research and your homework so that when you're in a situation, you are prepared, right? You're not caught off guard by a question or a situation. Things like that make a great first impression. Things like that just make you a good human being. And if you're an all-around good human being, I don't think you have to try as hard as other people have to make a good impression. And we actually applied the journalistic framework, who, what, where, when, why, and how, because we're thinking about today, what kind of impression do we make? Now, I will admit that for a lot of years, I just showed up in the world. I didn't consciously consider what kind of an impression am I making. I tried to do, in job interviews, do all these things to make a good impression. In different social situations, I would do all these things to try to make a good impression. But at some point, I realized that some people are going to love us, some people are going to hate us, most people are in between, and the vast majority of the population is more concerned and worried about themselves and them making a good impression than they are concerned about you at all. And we give so much credence and so much power to other people to judge us, and what's the point? So talked about my favorite job interview, things like that. So today I'm not worried about making an impression on anyone. I've got a bunch of projects that I'm working on that are a lot of behind the scenes things and personal development and growth areas for me and my environment. So for the most part, I don't worry a whole lot about making an impression on people. Either, again, you love me, you hate me, or you're somewhere in between. And really, the people that hate me, I don't care about that much anymore. Once in a while, somebody will say something, and I'll just be like, really? And I'll just laugh it off. But for the most part, those haters, people that don't like us, people that put us down, people that make fun of us, people that judge us without ever having done the thing that we're attempting to do, especially in the beginning when we're attempting to do something new, I zero credibility. If you've never done it, please don't criticize and judge me unless you're giving me constructive feedback that I can use to do what I'm trying to do better, if that makes sense. Okay, so If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, I am off to the races. I'm going to spray for some spiders because I saw a spider sit down beside me today and freaked me out before I started my videos. But if I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow.